Go into hit the Nexus, scroll over to the party, click in.
Okay, so people, welcome to Star Trek Online Fleet Stories. With me, I've got some special guests here. Introduce yourself, boys.
Nash.
And anyone else? Zero. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to do an interview with the Legionnaire fleet, and we're going to get their take on fleet's good sides and bad sides. So, okay, Nash, so tell me, how did you get into your fleet, and how did you, tell me about your run-up to the fleet, and tell me the good sides and the bad sides.
Well, basically how and why we started the fleet is we were with fleets that you donated, you never got any of the rewards, and it just got to the point to where they got to a certain level, they basically kicked everybody. We decided to start a fleet that was, fair, honest, well played. We're all, just get together and play. Lost my train of thought. Sorry.
It's fine. Okay, so that must be pretty hectic to when he kicked everyone out of the fleet. I mean, I know from personal experience, you contribute lots to a fleet and then you get kicked out. It kind of leaves a sore taste in your mouth after that,
It did, and since we started, just talking with folks like yourself and other people out there, we've learned how to build the fleet and the direction it needs to go in order for everyone to prosper.
And tell me, what direction do you envision your fleet going?
Well, we envision at some point getting, a group of people together, more the merrier. That, at any point you can queue for whatever marks or get good enough, and we go into, player versus player at some point. And help everybody achieve the goals that everybody has.
Sweet. And tell me, how'd you find Star Trek as a whole and recruiting? How'd you find that? I mean, tell me about your recruiting experience.
Recruiting's kind of a pain. It's there's my philosophy is there's a lot of us out there that have multiple characters. Myself, I have 17 KDFs, and with that, you invite one person to the fleet, they accept, but they may have more than one character that they play with more so than others. So we get a lot of inactive players.
Yeah, I found
that's the hardest part I find.
That is very hard. I find that with personal experience. People that have multiple characters don't tend to give any kind of priority to any one fleet because they're usually bouncing. I don't know if you found it, but when I was in the Fed side, when I was in Kodiak there, when I started Kodiak, I had a lot of people that I like to call fleet hoppers, and what they do is they hop around fleet for fleet, see what they can grab out of either the bank or the stores. Have you come across those kind of people?
No, not as of yet that we're aware of.
Well, they do exist. I mean, that is a pre-warning. I mean, I had one guy hop into the fleet, and they were like, "So you've got a tier 3 star shipyard. Can I grab a ship?" And I said to him, "Well, no, we don't usually let people do that. But I mean, if you start contributing almost straight away, then we'll give you permission for that." So, like an idiot, I fell for that, and he grabbed as many ships as possible, drained our stores, and then left. So you do get those kind of people. So there is a pre-warning for you. I mean, that kind of really maddened me, and we just started shutting down our stores after that. I mean, we had this one guy that, yes, he was contributing, but he was draining the Spire fleet store, and he would never restock it, and he got really mad because we shut him out of it, and he was like, "But I'm contributing and all of that." I said, "You might be contributing, but you see, the problem is you're taking everything from the Spire store and you're not giving it back." I mean, because you know it yourself, it costs dilithium to store these stores, to restock your stores. So, we were spending lots of dilithium on stocking up, and we were just getting taken away. So yeah, that is one of the bad sides. What other bad sides have you encountered?
We have yet to mind. I mean, I'm not sure we experienced that yet, although we could have. The main thing we have problem with is getting people pretty much on the same page.
It's pretty hard to do when they don't talk to you. That I find.
Correct. Communication's key, and I guess it comes from all sides. It also takes leadership stepping out and introducing themselves, and
Yeah.
that's something I think we could all work a little bit more on.
And tell me, do you have a system? Because my system is I recruit them, and then I send them a message. Then if they reply back to me on that message, then I will try to get them into a party chat or somewhere along those lines. Do you how do you go about trying to get people to talk?
Well, it's been discussed. We're actually right now it's pretty much just been three of us running the whole thing. It's come time to where we need to start delegating a few things and have somebody that's that's what they do.
Cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hear from Jammer, because Jammer's actually new to Star Trek Online, and we're going to get some of his experiences. So Jammer, do you wanna tell us about a few of your experiences?
Yes. The main thing in our fleet, I'm new to the game. Never played this one before. In fact, this is my first MMO that I've experienced. To tell you the truth, the folks here at the fleet have been really good at guiding me through the game. And within the fleet, I think that's one of the things that's very important, is that people take a part in the role of bringing up other than younger fleet members. And of course that generates loyalty and also probably more confidence. So as I continue to play, I want to get higher up in the fleet, and I would love to try to pass some of that experience.
Yeah, you sound like you've got the right idea about the game. And so is the Legionnaires the first fleet you come across, or was you in any previous fleets beforehand, or?
I made it about 5 minutes into the game before I got recruited by several fleets, but I knew Nash pretty well, and so it was kind of a done deal that I was going to be part of this fleet.
Yeah, it's a kind of a handy thing when you know somebody on the game. I mean, when I first started on this game, it was kind of really bad. I didn't know anybody. I kind of almost left this game because this game doesn't really give you very good instructions on how to proceed. They just kind of chuck you in the deep end kind of thing. So, I mean, I started off with KDF first when I first started, so, I mean, I found it a struggle, literally, even though I was at level 50. It was a fight. I was dragging my way through missions, kind of skimming through, and then somebody told me about the fleets and starting off fleets, and I kind of went from there and upgrading equipment and stuff like that. So it's always good to have somebody good helping you and teaching you. I would agree with that,
Yes, there are many aspects of this game, and the more I get into it, the more complicated it seems to get. But I've actually very much enjoyed playing with the friends in the fleet.
That's a good thing, right? So, so Nash, tell me, Armadas, what do you reckon? Yes or no to that, sir?
I am all for them once I understood exactly what they are and how they operate and what they can do for you.
Yes.
For the longest time, we were the alphas, and we didn't understand how it worked. We didn't understand. But now that we know what we know, it helps the fleet out. It helps the Armada as a whole out. Yeah, it's great.
And have you got any advice to new players that are thinking about starting a fleet? I mean, how do you work your projects? Because I work my projects. I put the most important things like the dilithium mine and the starbase up, and then I just work it from there. Because I found if you crack too many projects open, then people kind of get a bit confused on what to donate to. So how do you work it in your fleet?
Well, we have a few different projects open. I mean, there's one or two of us that'll actually go in there and pretty much fill everything up that we can, which is a lot, just because we're more of a vanity, not in that kind of way, but we like the gags and things of that nature. So we try to get all the the little easy things knocked out first versus the hard stuff.
Yeah.
But once we started learning how to do the fleet and how to build up the Starbase reputation and all that stuff, we really just started rocking it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard, and dilithium is one of those hard things, but as you found recently, to your nice surprise, there is ways around that. Tell me about tell me about this awesome epiphany you got yesterday, so the crowd can share in this light bulb moment.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that don't know what the dilithium mine vouchers do, I mean, you can use them on Dilithium Mine Weekend. You can go down and you can mine dilithium. But we were just made to the knowledge of that you could take those to the dilithium mine and trade them in for fleet dilithium. So by the time I did that, thank you for the advice, myself, I had 680,000 dilithium that I didn't realize I had. So it all went into the fleet.
Yeah, that was quite a big, like, you know. Hello, by the way, boys.
that sure beat grinding for all that.
Yeah, grinding is a pain in the butt. So the other thing I'm going to touch on here is, have you spent money on the game? I know from personal experience I have sunk a lot of money into this game. Do you reckon if you do spend money on the game, would you advise the viewers that it's a thing that should be done if you can do it? I mean, is it worth it, that kind of thing? I mean,
it's, to me, when I first started playing, I told myself I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to get sucked in. Once I got the lifetime membership, it was an open world at that point. Yeah, I've got a lot of money invested in this game. It's definitely worth it. You know, one of the biggest perks to this is some of the ships you can use for Federation and KDF, so you only have to buy them once.
Yeah.
Where other ones are, faction specific. So I've been lucky enough, to just do a little bit of research so I can actually just buy one ship, use them for every one of my characters, even as an Admiralty ship, on both sides.
That's sweet. Okay, now here's the biggest question, and some people might think, this is a personal preference question, or this is a trick question. KDF or Klingon? Star bases and characters. What do you prefer?
Personally, I prefer the KDF. I like the storyline a little bit better. I don't know. I kind of like being the bad guys. I play them both, but I prefer KDF hands down.
Yeah, and tell me, do you see any difference in star bases? I mean, I know there is differences, and I don't mean to come across as patronising, and hope I'm not. But I mean, Federation versus Klingon starbase, which one do you reckon is better? Because I mean, everyone's like, Fed base and is the same as a Klingon starbase, and it's seriously not. I mean, where do you?
No, they're way different. The only thing I wish they had on the KDF side was a little more lighting. Other than that, I think the KDF side is a lot better. I mean, hands down, all the way around.
Well, you see, the lighting is to prevent the strippers that everyone can see in the background from actually seeing what you really are. I mean, you are sat next to a giant Gorn, for fuck's sake. I mean, you can imagine that from the stripper's point of view. Oh my god, there's a big Gorn. I quit my job.
It's party off in here.
Oh yeah, definitely. Right. So, would you? What ships would you recommend? My personal preference is box ships, but I mean, I know a lot of people they prefer buying their sea store ships. So, what ships are you kind of into? I mean, Jammer, and this includes you as well. What kind of ships are you guys more into?
Well, I'll say that I'm going to buy from you. But before I buy the ship, take my character. I want to do my.
But
I think I've got a lot.
But are you a dreadnought man, an escort man, a cruiser man? I mean,
Probably more.
Yes, I like that. But you see, you can do that with some dreadnoughts. You can. I had a Jem'Hadar dreadnought that I basically turned into an escort build. It just had cannons, but it moved, man. It moved. I always had that perfect swing. But the fun thing about that is just the front, because I think it's like a 5-3 maybe. I can't remember. And it was just that barrage. Once that barrage hit you, man, you were just as good as dead.
That's a good feeling.
It was. I do miss that ship. I mean, that ship had many good days. 2 hangar pets as well. So Zero, what are you? Are you a dreadnought man, an escort man? Come on, tell me. Break it to me, brother. Zero? Is everybody still here? I mean, are we having mic problems? Oh, Nash. I mean, Nash. Sorry, Nash.
Yeah.
Zero is currently AFK. Sorry about that, people. Nash, what are you? Are you a dreadnought man, escort man? What are you? I think we are having technical issues. Jammer, are you still there, buddy?
I don't.
Yeah, I can hear you, Nash.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Just
No,
checking.
technical difficulty.
okay, folks. We're going to repeat the question again. His mic is a bit fritzy tonight. Right, escort, dreadnought, or carrier man? What are you?
Definitely not a carrier man. I do like the dreadnoughts, and I like the cruisers. But for KDF side, it's the battleships.
The battleships, yeah, they are fun to play with. I'll give you that. So, okay, let's hit this scenario right here. You download the game, and you want to choose a character. I mean, we've got several different characters now. I mean, we've got the Jemadar, which is a new drop now. Obviously, the Klingons, aliens, and stuff like that. I mean, what would you recommend for a beginner?
I mean, myself. I mean, as a beginner, I picked. My very first character was Federation, and I picked a male, and then I realized that you can play as aliens. So most of my Klingon characters, KDF, are aliens, so I can make them little bitty or any size in between. We play a lot of gags, got a lot of dances, and we have fun with the game.
Oh no, okay. Well, while we're on about diddy ones, do you want to demonstrate to the crowd here how you can shrink your alien into a tinsy one? Stand up there on the rug and show us. Okay, people, this is like a magic trick going on right here now. Look at this. There, now he's Diddy. He's cute, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this game isn't just about drama and what you shouldn't be doing and what you shouldn't be doing. This is about finding some good people, some good friends, and also a very good fleet, and just having fun like we are right here. Look at that dance. I mean, if you could jump on the strippers bar, that would be even better, but unfortunately you can. Alright, so yeah, have you got any final words to the viewers? Jammer or Nash?
Y'all just enjoy the game. It's great. There's people out there that will actually help you versus hurt you. Right. Take the advice.
Yeah, don't quit the game. I mean, you start it, you get confused. Do not quit it. I mean, there are always people out there willing to help you. All right, so that was that was Star Trek Online Fleet Stories. I hope you enjoyed, people. Thank you to my special guests. Would you like to say bye?
Thank y'all. Appreciate you having us.
All right. Thank you very much. Peace out, people.